Hey everyone, it's Danielle Adams here again with the Strive Youth Conference, and I'm here to present part 3 of Be the First. So if you've been with us from the beginning, we've gone over a lot of things. In part 2, we talked a lot about nicotine. We talked about how nicotine is highly addictive, how it's crippling for a lot of people, and a lot of people experience addictions. We learned that vaping is actually not better for you than cigarettes, even though it's meant to look like it is. So we're going to move ahead and we're going to talk about the history of tobacco and vaping. So this is a long time ago, but there was a time when people used to think that smoking was actually safe. Here are some pictures of doctors and dentists who used to recommend the use of cigarettes. Doctors actually used to prescribe cigarettes to pregnant women and people with asthma, which doesn't make any sense because we know how bad smoking is for us. But think about it. At one point in time, these really smart people in our society thought smoking was safe. They weren't doing this to hurt people. They just didn't know how bad it would be for us. And now, flashback to present day, we know that smoking kills more people than AIDS, alcohol, car accidents, murders, suicides, and all drugs combined. But there was a time when we thought that it was safe. So those doctors and dentists, those people looked really foolish, thinking that they were safe at one point in time. And that same thing could happen with vaping because we don't know what those long-term effects will be. Now, this is the most important thing that I will say today and in any of these presentations, so be sure to listen. If you are somebody who has vaped, if you're somebody who has thought about vaping or you have friends who do it, it's not your fault. And if you're not someone who vapes, but you see other people doing it and judge them, it's not their fault either. It's the fault of the people who make and who sell them. And those people are the tobacco and vaping industries. Now, if you remember from part 1, I told you that half of the people who smoke cigarettes will die. So think about all the people that are buying cigarettes. Half of those people end up dying, and a lot of those people end up quitting once they realize how bad it is for them, people like my dad. So people quit and people started to die, and the tobacco industry started to lose money. So they needed to find what they call replacement smokers to replace all those people who quit and who died. And replacement smokers are exactly you all. We know this because they told us that they were targeting kids and young people as their replacements. I'm going to read for you a series of quotes from the tobacco executives, and a few of them are a little bit disturbing, so I'll just warn you. When asked, which young people are you targeting, junior high kids or even younger? The answer was, they got lips, we want them. They said cherry skull, which is a type of tobacco, is for somebody who likes the taste of candy, if you know what I'm saying. And when asked if they use their products themselves, they said, we don't smoke that stuff, we just sell it. We reserve the right to smoke for the young, the poor, the black, and stupid. And they said younger adult smokers are the only source of replacement smokers. If younger adults turn away from smoking, the industry must decline. But the industry didn't decline. They just changed their strategy and started targeting a new generation of users, and those were kids. And we know this because they spent $1 million per hour on marketing and advertising. I'll give you some examples. Here are some ads from a long time ago selling cigarettes, but as you can see, they use young, attractive models to sell their products. They are happy and they look like they're having fun. Here, they're selling cigarettes with people in social situations, making it look really cool to be smoking. Now, here are some vaping ads that are more recent. But again, they use young, attractive models to make it look really cool and luxurious to be vaping. Same with this one. And these two ads are very different in age, but use exactly the same strategy to sell their products. And that's not a coincidence because most of the companies who sell vapes today are the same companies that sold cigarettes and killed a lot of people and said those quotes that I just read to you. Now, Juul, again, is the most popular vaping product among your age group. And if you go to Juul.com today, you'll see something like this. It pops up as an age verification system, making sure that you're 21 years of age and that you're an adult. And then it brings you to this page here, where it says that it's designed for adult smokers. It has these older people, maybe in their 50s or 60s, and it says in the circled part, learn about our underage use prevention efforts. So as we look at this, it doesn't appear that Juul is targeting young people, right? Well, when Juul first came out, their ads looked like this, where they targeted young, attractive looking people with bright colors, making it look really fun and youthful to vape. Juul also used a lot of other tactics, but why do we think that their website is so boring now? Well, they got into a lot of trouble. They were sued by a lot of people for targeting their products to kids. And when confronted about this, Juul said, no, our products were always intended for adults. But if that were true, then why did Juul advertise their products on Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Cartoon Network, 17, and CoolMathGames.com, not websites that adults are visiting? We also know that Juul used the use of influencers on social media to promote their product, as well as young celebrities that have a lot of young people following them. They had a launch party in New York City where they invited a bunch of young influencers to come and post about it. So we know that their products were always intended for kids. And in addition to Juul, we know that there are over 8,000 different vaping flavors, such as vape jam that looks a lot like Smucker's jam, bubblegum flavored vape juice that looks and tastes like candies that young people like to eat, and there's even cereal flavored vape juice. Again, all targeted to teenagers and even kids. 85% of users your age say that flavors are the #1 reason why they use, so this works. But there are other reasons why people vape, like peer pressure, stress, fitting in, to focus, they're curious, or maybe they just want to do it because. Please excuse my typo. And that's your decision that you have to make for yourself. Maybe you are going to vape just because you want to. But if that's the case, I want you to think about what it would be like to actually become addicted, to need to vape to feel okay, to not be able to get through a test that you want to do well on or a game that you're going to play in later, and absolutely need that vape to feel normal. What will it do to all of the other things that you want to do and be in the world? I'm sure that you all at home want to be and do at least one of these things. So I want you to really think about what that decision means for your future when you make it. I'm going to stop here. I have one last presentation for you, so stay tuned for part 4 and the final part of Be the First. Have a great rest of your day.